Sasaengs are the biggest fear of K-pop idols. They often go to extreme lengths to meet their favorite idol, traumatizing them in the process. In today's video, we'll talk about the worst thing Sasaengs ever did to idols, the superglue incident. While all of these stories have been terrifying, this one is definitely the scariest of them all because Yoonho could have easily lost his life. It all happened in 2006 when Yoonho accepted a glass of orange juice from someone he assumed was a staff member. He drank the whole bottle, and shortly after drinking, Yoonho began to feel sick, claiming that there was a strange chemical smell to the bottle. It was later revealed that the orange juice was given to him by an insane Sasaeng fan who was trying to poison him. After testing, it was found out that the orange juice contained superglue, which caused Yoonho to cough up blood and vomit before he fainted. Although he was able to recover physically just okay, this incident really scarred him mentally and gave him everlasting trauma. Yoonho still forgave his attacker and expressed that he didn't want to see them go to prison because of their age. After Yoonho recovered, he decided to overcome his trauma by going through extreme exposure therapy since he was too afraid to drink orange juice after the incident, and he decided to do just that in hopes that it will help him get over his fear. It took a long time for Yoonho to recover, but he can now drink orange juice just fine. Terrifying car accident. Sasaeng fans will do whatever it takes to get closer to the idol that they love, and they don't even care if it seriously affects their health. Unfortunately, Super Junior's Heechul encountered one of these fans back in 2011. On January 28th, Super Junior were visiting Singapore for Super Show 3. During their visit, Heechul and Lee-hook got into a small car accident due to Sasaeng's cars chasing their car and intentionally pushing them into a racing scenario. There were 7 cars involved in the accident, and 5 of them were occupied by Sasaengs. Thankfully, neither of them suffered any severe injuries and were fine, at least when it comes to their physical health. They must have been in a pretty big shock. Throughout the years, Heechul opened up about terrifying experiences he had with the toxic fans. Heechul shared, "When I unlocked the door and entered the house, they'd be hiding and looking from places like the boiler room. They took out their underwear to take pictures and hung their own underwear there." Heechul also shared a story about how he once had to change his phone number. As he was leaving the service center, he got a text saying, "Even if you change your number, we already know." It's hard to imagine what it's like to be an idol as it is. It's even harder knowing that people like this have zero shame and empathy. Almost taken away. Throughout their career, EXO's members have had some of the worst experiences when it comes to Sasaengs. In the past, some of their fans decided to dress up as boys so they could sneak into the boys' dressing room and bathroom in hopes of meeting their idols. This already sounds really creepy, but it's nowhere near what would happen in the following years. During their early years, EXO experienced something that surely left a lasting effect on them. One day, after EXO finished up one of their schedules, they headed towards their van that was waiting for them in front of the building. At that moment, none of them knew that it actually wasn't their van. It turns out that EXO Sasaengs rented a van that was identical to theirs and even parked it nearby. EXO had no idea that this was the wrong car and almost got in. These Sasaengs were pretending to be their managers, hoping that they would lure them in. Thankfully, their manager was with them at the time and noticed something strange was going on and stopped them from getting in. If it wasn't for their manager, EXO could have been easily taken away by these crazy fans. At one point, Sasaeng somehow managed to get into Baekhyun's brother's wedding reception and tried to get the attention of EXO members. Sasaengs infiltrating EXO's privacy isn't a new thing. There have been numerous reports of the boys being stalked in hotel rooms or on the plane after Sasaengs managed to find out their flight information. Baekhyun himself has had to deal with Sasaengs a lot throughout his career, as they often interrupted his live streams by calling him or even leaking his number. Idols don't get enough privacy as it is, but Sasaengs just make it so much worse. 12 years of terror. It's difficult to believe that Kim Jae-jung has had to deal with Sasaeng for 12 years, but it's the sad truth. Dealing with people breaking into and entering his house and feeling like he's constantly being watched used to be a daily task for him. It's happened so frequently that he's had to constantly change the locks on his doors. Jae-jung shared that he would receive pictures of his room, bedroom, or kitchen, but the worst thing about them is that he would be in the pictures as well. Sasaengs would break into his house, take a picture of him, and then leave. At one point, Jae-jung moved to a residence with a nice balcony, which he was really excited about. That excitement vanished when Sasaengs went above and beyond and moved into an apartment across the street from him. Jae-jung explained how he was never able to use the balcony in the end because every time he tried, the Sasaengs across the street would watch him. It got to the point that Jae-jung had to get the police involved. It was after someone repeatedly rang his doorbell, and when Jae-jung opened the door to see who it was, he saw people running down the hallway. After he caught them, he realized that they were some of the most notorious stalkers. Jae-jung is known for his extensive car collection, and at first, it seemed to be like an expensive hobby, but the real reason why he started is seriously heartbreaking. Jae-jung said, "Every time I got a car, the Sasaengs would find out and follow, so I tried to switch it to confuse them, but it never really worked. It seemed like this nightmare would never end, but thankfully it did, and Jae-jung can now finally lead a normal and safe life." Scarlet Letter. Taekyun's experience with Sasaengs is one of the most well-known among K-pop fans because of how horrifying and disturbing it is. All the way back in 2009, Taekyun received a letter letter from a fan, but instead of this letter being full of sweet and positive words, it was something straight out of a nightmare. The entire thing was written in actual period blood, and it sounds unreal, but it really happened. The fan even wrote a note to Taekyun that said,
"I dedicate to Taekyun my period blood. Look, Taekyun, you cannot live without me."
Obviously, this letter gained a lot of negative attention online. Enraged and disturbed netizens hunted down who was the fan behind the letter and began attacking her with hateful comments. As a result, the fan posted a note saying, "I apologize for bothering Taekyun as well as his fans. I didn't know it would get this big." The fan also clarified that she was not a Sasaeng, but just an obsessive fan. Honestly, there isn't much of a difference between the two. In 2021, Taekyun opened up about the time a Sasaeng fan broke into his hotel room while he was sleeping. He was sharing a room with another member, and since they were comfortable around each other, they sleep without any clothes. Then Taekyun explained that he heard female voices and that there were 5 to 6 girls who were giggling. Taekyun ended up cursing at them since the girls were foreigners, and even though he was laughing while telling the story, it must have been so scary. The insane woman. This is yet another story of Sasaengs crossing the line and becoming a threat to someone's life. In October of 2021, it was reported by Starship Entertainment that an unidentified woman broke into the company's building and came in contact with Gravity. She entered the building without permission and approached Gravity as the members were waiting for their schedule inside the building. It was revealed that the woman made physical contact with the members. The agency thankfully reported it to the police quickly, who began the investigation. Although not much of the details have been released yet, it's known that she snuck into the building by following other employees entering the company. Starship then released a statement saying that the agency has a zero tolerance for such behavior. All fans and netizens were understandably outraged by the woman, especially Gravity's fans who were cursing the woman for traumatizing the members. Poisoned cake. Super Junior has seriously had their fair share when it comes to Sasaengs. A lot of these attacks were violent and dangerous and could have seriously ended in a catastrophe. While Hee-chol got into a car accident because of Sasaengs, Hanggang also came across a fan who seriously wanted to hurt him. While he was still a member of Super Junior, he was given a cake by a staff member. At first, it looked like a sweet gesture. It's not that uncommon for idols to receive cakes from their fans. Except this was a Sasaeng who disguised themselves as a fan. When the staff members opened up the box, they saw something straight out of a horror movie. Inside the box, there were several bags of blood, a knife, and a cup photo of Hanggang. It was also revealed later that the cake contained an unknown kind of poison in the form of a powder. Chemical attack. Ace members' mental health suffered greatly after they were attacked by a Sasaeng fan in February of 2020. The company revealed in their statement that on February 18th at around 10 p.m., there was an attempt at a superglue attack on the members' vehicle, which was parked near their practice room. The person behind the attack wanted to purposefully hurt the members and knew where the members were going to be and which route that they would take in advance. The agency immediately informed the police and added that because of this incident, the members experienced heavy psychological anxiety and a fear of the same thing happening again. Additionally, the company stated that not only will they take legal action against those who try to harm the group physically, but they will also be targeting those who spread malicious comments and rumors about the group online. It's suspected that the superglue was used in order to damage a part of the vehicle, which can prohibit it from working properly. Thankfully, the members were all safe because this could have ended tragically. That's it for today. Do you think there should be a more severe punishment for Sasaengs? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Bye!